Hi, this is Kathy Utley. I just found out from my new friend Patrick Lovell. I was on Blue Sky that the champion of civil rights, Jesse Jackson, has passed away at the age of 84. Apparently, the New York Times is reporting this, and I think it's I'm from Illinois, by the way, and um, growing up, I was born in 1961. And so, I think I was like 8 years old when, I heard of the death of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and I was, like a little kid, and I can remember, um, my mother came up to me, and she was a young woman, and, times were different back then, and even though we were starting to we were the country was becoming more integrated, we were still very, um, segregated at that point, and I think that my mother was afraid that there would be anyone listening here, which apparently no one is actually on this live, um, that, people were afraid of race wars, and, my mother was afraid, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. She held me, by the shoulders, and she looked down at me and she said, "You see that cabinet over there? If there are race wars and there's something dangerous happening here in the streets of our community," which was silly, but "I want you to hide in that cabinet." Told me that as a little girl, to hide in that cabinet. And all that did for me was intrigue me to who was this man, Martin Luther King. And of course, we all know that Jesse Jackson was with him the day that he was assassinated. Um, I kind of grew up in an era where um, I felt the civil rights movement in my bones. I really did. I did want to report that. I do want to say that it is a huge loss for this country. It's a huge loss for everyone. Although he lived a good life and he fought the good fight. And I think that politically in some ways he paid the price. Um, but what a huge loss to this country. Um, and I guess I just felt compelled to share that. Again, Jesse Jackson, champion of the civil rights movement, um, has died at the age of 84. And I, there are people who die, who pass, and you don't feel their loss, but this is big. This is a huge one. Um, so anyway, thank you for joining, Carly. I think you're my only person in my chat right. I'm so new at this that, but I appreciate it because that's what Substack is all about. It's all about those of us who are just being genuine, and, um, I do appreciate that, so I wanna thank you for that. Let's all continue to fight the good fight and to, live in the memory of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and, walk in the steps of the Christ that I believe in, which is, loving your neighbors and being kind to one another, and fighting for the little guy, uh, which is me. I'm the little guy. I don't pretend to be anything other than that. But anyway, with that, I am going to say today is the day for all of us to pray for and to grieve the loss of a great American, the Reverend Jessie Jackson. And with that, um, I will just end this. Thank you, Carly. I won't give up either, babe.